Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
Hello everyone, welcome to Geeky Gentlemen. Today we will be discussing classic movies. I am here with Zazubar, Sid Part 2.
Hello.
And Milan Jeffic 1992.
Greetings.
Yeah. So, how's everyone?
Oh, we're all doing good, and Nick, it's great to have you on. It's great that you're joining our, revenge initiative. Death to the reviewers.
Death to Geekvolution, and hail Doomsvince.
Yeah,
Their
sure.
blood will run into our skull caps, into our skull drinky things, cups, skull caps.
That fell apart at the last part.
Shut up, let me
That
finish
kind of
it.
got away from there.
Their blood will pour, we will make cups out of their skulls and drink their blood from their skull cups.
I'm pretty sure if we, cut off their head and then somehow manage to get it into a skull in any amount of time, hollowed out kind of skull, all the blood's gonna be pretty much gone.
Oh no! First we'll take the blood out of them, put it in
thinking way too much about this.
No.
You've never thought about this before, Bill? Come on, don't be a prude. Don't act like you've never thought about how to properly drink blood from somebody's skull.
Basically, this is what we're gonna do. We can
we disagree on this one?
No. Let me explain how we do this. Okay, basically, I got this machine, right?
Let's not.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's my grandfather's blood-sucking machine. It's from the 18th century.
Anyway,
That
What
sounds
did you
like
say
a
to
comic book idea. My grandfather's blood-sucking machine.
and it only cost $3,000 million.
No, it's a family heirloom, dude. It's a family heirloom.
Okay, anyway.
3,000 million?
What's up? Nick, as you can tell, we have a really big rapport on this show, so feel free to interrupt anyone at any time when you have something to say, especially if it's Milan.
Yeah.
Okay, I will so abuse that.
Okay, good.
Because Milan just...
Alright, so Infamous Nick, he sadly got kicked off of Who Reviews the Reviewers recently. Took a little while to get this video up to date, but that's fine. Anyway, we want to bring the contestants that get kicked off on for an episode that features them, and I think it's a important thing to do to let someone know. Just because they're out of the contest doesn't mean their moment in the sun on YouTube featuring on other channel-y things. That one got away from me.
Well said. Well said, Ian. You certainly
Yes,
are.
Because they get voted off the show doesn't mean they have to crawl over and die.
Yeah. Oh, that's even better, Zazubar.
I
I'm
appreciate
impressed.
that.
Yeah, so Infamous Nick picked our topic tonight, classic movies. So Infamous Nick, what exactly, can we refine that? What exactly are we going to talk about with classic movies here?
Well, with classic movies, it's basically anything that, in my opinion, and we'll discuss, what exactly our opinions are on classic movies. In mine, it's always been, memorability, influentialness. Wow, I cannot talk today.
Oh, great, because we're about to do a long podcast.
It's okay.
Great way to...
It's okay. That's usually the case on these shows.
Yes. Yeah, my whole thing is that, it's films that affect us, things that we remember years later. I mean, why do we remember, I'm going to make him an author I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse and not remember, some other Humphrey Bogart film or some bullshit like that.
Okay, alright. So yeah, we're going to talk about why classic movies are important. And if you don't mind, I think the place to really start on that is, what are you guys' favorite classic movies?
We talking genres or specifics?
Just any, anything that's old. I'm going to say, when is the cutoff, year for classic movies?
I don't think there is a cutoff year. I think that because you ever hear the term instant classic?
Yeah.
I think that classic. I do think it does. Time is involved, but I don't necessarily think there's a cutoff date. Because
let me put it this way: I don't want anyone saying something from like 2000.
Dark Knight.
And really, I wouldn't consider that a classic movie. It's a contemporary still. It's it's still very relevant.
Yeah, let me make a case for it. I think that classic does definitely have something to do with time. I think it more has to do with memory and influence. The Dark Knight, I wouldn't personally, put it in a list of classic movies, but I can see
Not
why
yet,
some.
anyway.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, I think down the line it will be.
Yeah.
But I think it needs time to, age.
No, but even now, I would still say it's a recent classic. Like, in terms of our present day, recent, past 10, 20 years, it is a classic of the superhero genre, of the action genre, of just film in general, because it was so influential to superhero movies and action movies, and basically nearly every facet of cinema was affected in some way by The Dark Knight.
I'd agree with that, and I still feel like, when I think classic movie, I think stuff before, I don't know, 1980, maybe?
Oh, no, I would say the cutoff date is 95. I'll go that recent. I think the cutoff date's 95.
I'd say 2000, actually.
2000?
That's not
because I'm not saying that, there can't be something that can be considered along with these movies. I just don't think they're classics yet, because they're still so recent to me.
Give them a couple of decades. They should ripen like good wine.
Alright.
Yeah, let me put it this way. I think a movie becomes a classic when a generation picks it up that wasn't around when it first came out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I have a perfect example for that. My second favorite movie of all time, 1933 King Kong. That to me is, in my eyes, the epitome of a classic movie because it is still extremely relevant, very well liked, talked about all the way up until present day, even with the phenomenal remake done by Peter Jackson. Now, the interesting thing with King Kong is that it's not just our present day of technology, the internet, fandoms. This goes back to the 70s when you had TV and re-releases, because you had generations of kids who would sit at home on Sunday and see King Kong for the first time and be nearly just as starstruck by it as the kids were back in 1933. It was just as influential to them as it was to the kids who went to go see it with their parents on a matinee in 1933. I had that in probably 1999. I saw that movie for the first time, and it hit a huge impact on me. So that to me is the rawest definition, of a classic film.
Okay, Milan, how about you? And just, I just want to get a brief overview of everybody, not talking too much, just about your... No, because when you said King Kong, that's when you finally, it was a minute. So, Milan, you have a minute, go.
Yeah, okay. My favorite movie from back when is the original Godzilla film. The Japanese cut, not the American cut, where the white guy just says, "Oh, yeah, I don't care." In the Japanese cut, they actually show Godzilla's rampage. You could shut up. You could actually see.
That's a lot of fish.
Nothing. You just suck my brain through your ear because. Are you? Because that's my
No, let Milan go for a little bit.
Yeah, the original Japanese cut of the very first black and white Godzilla film.
Gojira.
I just find it Gojira.
Just call it Gojira.
Gojira.
Yes.
Basically, I love Gojira because you could see that's why I love Godzilla films where they actually show Godzilla's devastation on the people below. It was so obviously a allegory for the nuclear bomb because it got so fucking creepy at times. You just had this auditorium at a high school with just all these kids laying down in rows. It looked like a fucking war movie, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that is definitely some really good genre filmmaking. And
okay, so InfamousNick, how about you?
It's kind of hard because I've seen a lot of classics, but the one that always kind of sticks out to me is 12 Angry Men. Just for the sheer amount that it's... oh, we have fans of that movie. Good. It's so minimalistic. There's no explosions. There's no gunfights. There's not even at least from what I can remember, there's not even a physical fight. It's just 12 guys debating, and it's so fascinating seeing all the different types of their views on life and how it affects this one person's life. It's just so fascinating to me that I just always kind of stuck with me in terms of how I thought.
So yeah, I find this interesting. We have we have Bill who's picked. I mean, let's be fair. King Kong 33 is not essentially a very deep movie. And
it's not supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's got its moments.
It's very much a spectacle.
Yes, indeed.
Gojira, as Milan was saying, is very much a is a big metaphorical. It's a very deep movie, but it combines elements with Bill's. And then you got 12 Angry.
So can I please add another movie because I want to?
Wait.
Let him summarize Infamous Nick.
Okay, go ahead.
And then,
go ahead.
Then you have Infamous Nick, who's picked a very what was a stage play and became a great film. And then I'm going to be the odd man out here. I'm going to be the only one that picks a comedy.
Ooh.
Dr. Strangelove.
Explains the Abshark.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Strangelove is actually my favorite film. Not just classic movie, my favorite film, because it is so damn good. And the thing about it that really gets to me is the same year another movie came out called Failsafe, which is also a fantastic film. Exact same premise, because Failsafe is an adaptation of a book, and Dr. Strangelove is a parody of the exact same book. But the weird thing is, Failsafe came out after Dr. Strangelove. But Failsafe is very, very serious, very, on the edge of your seat, and that's really weird because it's, a movie about the Cold War and stuff like that, but it still feels like this is so real, this is so, horrifying, this is going to happen. I think it draws an interesting parallel to Gojira in that sense. But that's my feeling on it, and, Dr. Strangelove also revolutionized film, and we're seeing things Kubrick invented back in that making their way into cinema again today, a la shaky cam.
You can't fight here, you can't fight here, gentlemen. This is the war room.
Great line, absolutely.
Manana, I can walk.
Also, another great line, but still my favorite, my absolute favorite, is, do you know why the Russians want to kill us? So they can take our precious bodily fluids.
Oh my god.
Diary of Jebediah Springsteen, please bring up the precious bodily fluids sometime.
Oh my god, I just knew that was gonna come up, but
the Americans are going to try and take our precious bodily fluids.
The strange thing is that's the exact same reasoning that Russia hates America, because we're
gonna take your precious bodily fluids.
We're gonna come over with giant syringes attached to guns and just stick them into dead Russians and pull out the bodily fluids.
Oh yes.
I first noticed the feeling of fluid withdrawal when in the act of making love.
Dude.
I do not. I do not deny making love to women. I just deny them my essence. And this guy started World War III. Thank you.
Dude, it's funny because there's actually an old, Soviet propaganda poster with a bunch of Americans with syringe guns going around sucking the fluids.
Okay, Milan, stop making things up.
I am making things up. But another film.
Anyway,
that I like to mention is a really great favorite of mine. It's I forget what's the name of it, but it's about the Scopes monkey trial. That film always just makes me want to. Yeah, I don't remember the title, but that film always makes me want to just slap the South multiple times. Just slap. They're just like with the the hardest fucking back slap. If I could just fucking become super giant, I just want to slap the actual fucking the landmass. Stupid fucking
slap the region.
Just slap the region. Just complete devastation.
Why do you make me hurt you?
I do this because I love you. Actually, I don't. Actually, I just want to see you cry, and you deserve this. You're stupid.
Freaking abusive husband over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that an entire region of the country is alienated from this show,
No,
yourself?
freaking the South, circa whatever year the Scopes trial was.
anyway, Infamous Nick, you've been quiet. Talk about something related to classic movies.
Well, I think we all had a different definition, and we talked about our favorites. Do you have any? Does anyone here have any classic films that you watch and you just went like, I don't get it. I don't understand why this is so influential and important in today's society?
Yes, and I have a very controversial one.
Are you say Godfather?
Citizen Kane.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm there with you.
Actually,
I get it.
About...
It's not that I don't get it. I just did not enjoy watching it.
I think Citizen Kane is
I'm
more,
there with you.
I think Citizen Kane is more of a movie-making, cinematic type of achievement, not really storytelling.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
My thing with Citizen Kane is I've never watched it because I've been told time and time again it's the greatest film ever made, and nothing can ever live up to that expectation with me. You know, that's the thing. Expectations are everything going into a movie for me. So, like, I can go into a movie thinking, alright, there's no way this is going to be as bad as I heard it has been, and I'm going to love it. You know, or at least enjoy it, like I did with Godzilla 98, after watching it, 10 years down the road. It's like, there's no way this is the worst movie ever made. I'm like,
I have
okay.
reasons for why I hate it.
Yeah, and I'm like, and with Citizen Kane, I'm like, I cannot make myself watch it because I hear time and time again it's the greatest film ever made. I'm like, I doubt that.
Well, the thing with Citizen Kane, and the reason why people put it on the top is because, as Milan Jeffic said, it's literally how films are made.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It is like a director's handbook.
Exactly.
But the problem is when you actually watch the film, you realize this is kind of boring and it's not really exploring anything that's actually interesting.
Oh well, it's an interesting film, but not like in the sense of like, oh wow, like
for the greatest.
Yeah, it's a really if you're going into filmmaking like camera work or lighting or a shot direction or like directorial work. If you just want to actually the visuals, the proper visual cues of telling a story.
Appreciate it because I was
exactly. And I think that's the reason, the main reason why it's seen as one of the greatest movies of all time is because all these like movie making professors who basically, I hate to be mean, but failed directors, and so like, oh wow, look at this, oh look at this shot, look at this shot, look at this shot, look at the lighting on this shot. It's been pushed in the film school circuit so much that this is the greatest movie ever made, not in the storytelling sense, but in the technical sense, apparently.
Yeah, it's not entertaining, I don't think. I find it to be very... If you're not looking at it from the perspective of someone who is interested in filmmaking and trying to analyze the film for how to become a meticulous, well-crafting director, it's not entertaining. It's a very flat film. If you're
if you're going to the technical side, I mean, King Kong was 9...
Hello?
I mean, it was like 1933. Look at King Kong in terms of technical. It's like that.
And it's also entertaining.
Say something.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that the reason Citizen Kane is brought up like this, it's for many quote unquote serious filmmakers, it's the bedrock of their shots and their directorial. I'm not pronouncing that right, but their directorial style. And I think I think there's a difference between something being a bedrock for something and being the best of something.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between a foundation and a great movie.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
See, that's the thing. That's something Kubrick gets attacked for a lot, is that his movies are visually stunning, but that they're not very in-depth story-wise. And I disagree with that because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with character and with the story. It's just that very little of it is told through exposition.
Yes,
a lot of it is communicated through the shots, so it's not a movie that you can zone out for, which is really hard to do in a modern context.
Yeah, and let me say this in terms of classic film. I think one big difference between classic film and more modern film is the use of dialogue and the way dialogue is shot. Because classic film very often holds the position, holds their cameras very still when someone is going into a very in-depth series of dialogue exchanges or a big monologue. I think a good example of that is actually It's a Wonderful Life, which is one of my favorite movies, and holds one shot on two characters in a conversation for a good 2 minutes, and it's really effective. And I just feel like that classic films had this way of shooting dialogue, and it made it so much more compelling. I feel like I was drawn more into the film, and then some cases in present day. I'm not saying classic film is better than modern film, because that's kind of ignorant, but it's different, and I like that style a little better.
I think.
Yeah.
I think
let
the
me.
meaning. Sorry, can I just say something about that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The main thing about that.
Yes, Nick is getting the idea.
Okay. Well, basically, the thing about that, Bill, it's really when you focus the camera on the people talking, on the characters, on the actors, and have them, the audience has nothing really to focus on. There's no like weird kind of shaky cam movements. It's just the actor and the audience, and all the pressure is on the actor to convey the emotions the director wants him to convey. And I think it all depends on the actor, because there are some old black and white classic, quote unquote classic movies where it's just not really good. It's all it's all about charisma, and it's the charisma of that actor and that still shot. That's what makes it captivating, I think.
I'd say that's an apt way to describe it.
There was something Bill touched on, that dialogue is shot differently. Another thing that I rarely, if ever, see anymore, and I watched a classic movie today, A Game of Death. It's a really famous movie that a lot of people haven't seen. It's been referenced over and over. The guy gets stranded on an island, and the guy that lives on the island is going to hunt him because now he hunts people.
Oh, that's based on that's based on
the most dangerous game.
Yeah, there's an episode of the Incredible Hulk TV show that completely rips that off.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it doesn't completely rip it off. It's been referenced over and over. But there's a shot in there that I caught where, they show a picture of the main character, and he's also a hunter. And that's what made the story interesting. They show a picture of it, and then the camera lingers on there. I have not seen that done in film in so long. But if you watch, old things, when someone gets a letter, they will linger on the letter and show it to you. And it actually makes... Yeah, but it actually makes more sense than the person reading it out loud. But due to modern pacing, we don't have that anymore. Now, something that I find interesting is how that's changed, and the filmmakers now, or at least some of them, have become very aware that it's not realistic for the character to read everything they see out loud. So you look at something like Sherlock, which there's no way a classic audience could ever watch because it'd be sensory overload for a lot of things.
Not really.
But
Sherlock is...
No. No, but it's so fast-paced, you couldn't watch it. It'd be sensory overload. The thing is, when they're doing a lot of things in Sherlock, like when someone gets a text message, instead of showing the screen, they will stay on the shot, often a moving shot, and have the text appear somewhere on the screen.
Ooh, yeah,
for
that's
like
right.
the briefest of seconds.
Not briefest of seconds.
Weirdest thing.
That's a very
it'll be there. It'll be there for a whole 2-3 seconds, then fade out. Like there's one scene where he's walking out of a military base, and his brother Minecraft is texting him. Did I say that right? Minecraft. Thank you.
Not
I'm like
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
God damn it.
Yeah. No, it's just,
Homes.
Yeah, no. It's just like his brother is texting him as he's walking out of a building, and you just see the words, "What are you up to? Seriously, what are you doing? Why'd you use my name like that?" And it's there, fades away, there, fades away, there, fades away. So you it's not so important to the story, but it's a really clever way to do it. And yes, Nick, that was done in old films, but not the same way it's being done here.
I think it's a good mix of both.
Yeah, it's a good turn on what the convention used to be, and to turn away what the convention is now, which is, oh, I got this text message, meet me at this location. That's not done. No one does that unless someone asks them what that. Unless someone asks them what what does your text message say, which is even more unrealistic dialogue half the time, because I never ask people what their texts say.
Oh, I do.
I do that. I do that all the time. I want them to go into extreme detail and just tell me about the person who's texting them, and tell me about the situation as well.
Thank you, Milan. Milan, creeper status. It's over 9,000!
Hooray! I beat my record. Anyway, golly, I one question about the Sherlock film. I know the Americans are coming out with Elementary.
It came out.
Is it any good?
I haven't watched
It's
it
painful.
because I don't...
It's a painful thing because I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan. And the first episode, like literally the first 2 minutes, I was like, nope, I'm done.
Have you watched Sherlock, though?
I
I
plan on to. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Do it. It is like every episode is an hour and a half long. So it's there are 6 episodes, so it's like watching 6 Sherlock Holmes movies that are absolutely brilliant. There's only one that's kind of okay.
Dude,
But
whenever Sherlock Holmes comes out, whenever an episode comes out, every second, from the second I see the title screen to the end credits, I have the biggest freaking banana smile on my face. Like, a grin does not leave my face the whole show. I love that.
Yeah, it's a good ass show. It's really well done.
I need to watch it. I keep hearing
Dude.
things.
Dude, it's on Netflix. Watch it.
I know it is. That's why I should watch it now, because I have Netflix.
I've been busy watching.
Like, let me put it this way. Watch the first episode, and if you do not feel compelled to immediately play the second, I will be blown away.
Now I'll just lie to you just so I can get that reaction.
No, you won't be able to lie to me. You'll be like, oh my god, Ian, I watched all 6 episodes in like one day. Why isn't there more of this?
After snorting 6 lines of cocaine, apparently.
Yeah.
That's something I expect from you.
Well, you want to get into character, don't you? Anyway, no, just thank you, Rockman LP, if you're listening. Well, we mentioned Sherlock Holmes in the comedy episode, and we're like, there's no more opium dens. Didn't Sherlock go to opium dens? And he's like, actually, no, Sherlock never did go to opium dens, but he did do cocaine.
What?
Well, thanks. No, but I mean, I like Sherlock, and that's actually it's a reasonable thing to get back to. Here's a character that keeps coming up in every era of film.
Yeah, there's a classic character for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I really like what Robert Downey Jr. is doing. I didn't think it would work when I first saw it, like when I first saw the trailers and stuff for it, but it worked out fairly well. I was very impressed by how it was done.
Me too.
I like Sherlock. I like Sherlock more. It's probably my favorite interpretation of the character. I've seen, a couple of the old stuff that BBC used to put out, and I've seen a few of the old, like, black and white movies they've done with them. Anyone else? What?
Rathbone?
I don't remember.
How do you not know, like, the most famous actor to play Sherlock Holmes?
How do I, dude, I can't even pronounce the name of the guy that's playing Sherlock.
Rathbone.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Damn it! How do you know that and you don't
He's gonna be in Star Trek, the new Star Trek movie, so.
Okay, fine.
He's Khan, apparently.
No, he's not. Stop that. You're spreading rumors that's going to cause... Just stop that.
No, I will not stop that. He is Khan, and he is also the dragon.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
He's not Khan.
Yes, he is. He's Khan.
Apparently Nick feels very passionately about this.
No,
Yes.
because when you're on every film site, every time Star Trek Into Darkness comes up, it's like, he's Khan, he's Khan, he's Khan. It's like, god damn.
God!
Ian,
I
stop.
bet you... Let's all say Khan at the same time to piss off.
Okay, 1, 2,
3.
3.
Khan!
That's gonna sound like a mess because of Skype.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Just a brief moment of silence for Nicholas. But anyway, we had a topic apparently.
Yeah, classic movies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's what.
I
Is this?
tied with Sherlock, and then guess who got us off track? Zazubar.
What?
Okay, I want to talk about a. I want to talk about a Russian classic movie. It's what I. It's
Something
really
no one knows about.
Russians make movies?
yes.
I was pretty sure it was just a bunch of bears on unicycles doing juggling.
But this is really
and love communism.
well. The thing about this movie is a
Actually, guys, since we're talking about classic movies, we should all talk as like classic movie characters. See here, Milan, I'm not gonna listen to you, see, because you're a Rusky, see, and I know that you're trying to take over the country.
I see you're trying to steal my bottle of fluids.
Мой друг, слушай ты меня. Ты будешь меня слушать. Если ты не будешь меня слушать, я тебе уши отрежу. Понимаешь меня?
You just say?
Oh my
I
god,
said-
Cthulhu was outside my house.
No. I just said if Ian doesn't shut up and let me talk, I will cut off his ears.
Oh.
Well, they're
that's
like
hard.
hidden behind like layers of
That's-
hair, so it would take a while. I'm sure he could like
No,
find some way to get out of it by the time you get to him.
That's an actual quote from the movie.
Oh wow. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Molly. Talk.
I'm sorry. Literally, that's a quote from the movie. I will cut off
wow.
your ears if you don't let me talk. Oh my god. Basically, it's a crime movie that I watched as a kid. It was filmed in late communism, around the early 80s, I believe it was, or sometime in the late 90s. But I mean, like mid 80s, I think it was. But basically, it was a crime drama with about a fellow. It was set around the around by the end of the war, the Second World War, and there's basically it's focused upon a young officer coming back and joining the police force. And it was really interesting how it was really fascinating that they let them show the struggles of the common man, because there was some really interesting stuff about there's this criminal organization called the Black Cat, which basically they would go around and rob places and kill people, and their kind of moniker was to leave a black cat at the crime scene or draw like a black cat with chalk on the wall above the corpse. But basically, it's more like a series of films that basically it follows this young officer and this older man, which is basically played by God, I forget his name, but he's this really famous Russian actor who was killed by the government. Basically,
Isn't that every Russian actor?
Yeah.
Isn't it like every Russian person pre-1990?
basically, nearly every single great Russian actor died on the stage, quote unquote. Literally, everyone is the everyone's Heath Ledger apparently. But interesting. Basically, the story follows this older man, this older cop, breaking in this.
No, I don't want you to describe the whole movie.
It's nearly done. It's nearly done. But basically, it's really the thing about this film about it. Let me explain. It's nearly done. Basically, the thing about this film that really got to me is that they actually showed the struggling of the people. Because usually you would expect, communist propaganda, like, oh, we're all good and that, but they actually showed like a few scenes what the Black Cat has done. Basically, they robbed like a tenement building and they took all the food stamps from this old woman, and all her money too. And basically, there's just nothing. She has nothing to feed her. It's just this really. The thing about these films is that they're so realistically shot, and the people look so real. It's like they just took normal people and told them to act, and it's just.
They probably did. It's Russia. You can't pay anybody.
Yeah, I know it did, but it just added a whole new layer of realism to this film, and it just there was at the end basically the young man infiltrates the gang, and one of his war buddies has joined the gang because he lost his passport, so he's basically a nobody. But he says like, you help me surrender, you surrender peacefully, and I'll talk to my boss, and we'll get you something written up. And he's like, no, my friend, don't. I'm screwed over. I'm a nobody now. And basically, he gets shot by the older man. And
okay, Milan, wrap it up, please.
Okay.
This is going on for far too long.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just a really subversive film at the time, and it just really got to me. And a guy gets stabbed in the neck at a park with a.
Okay.
Right.
So, like, what about it? Like, you said it was powerful because it showed the struggles of the working class. What about it, other than that, made it a classic movie to you?
For me, it's because it was really kind of rebellious in showing the flaws in the communist regime. And at the time it was shot, I just can't believe how big it got.
Okay, well then let's jump into this.
Can I just say this quick? I have a good idea for another segment we can do right now. Since Milan mentioned a movie that's not really widely considered from a classic era, the 80s. What are some of your guys' favorite kind of modern classic movies, like from the 80s forward?
God. See, I don't like.
I'll say one right now, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It's good. It's more of a spectacle movie to me, but yeah. I don't like many movies in the 80s like that. By and large, I could pretty much lose that decade, and I think we'd be all good.
No, my favorite movies. Die Hard's one of my favorite movies.
No, just like there are a couple gems, but there's a lot from that decade that was just so horrible. The fashion, the hair, the cars.
I would say that's the 90s.
Nah, the 90s not 90s, so much, because I was born, and I'm amazing.
Yeah, it was so high, but I'm just saying, like, the 90s, to me, the 80s is kind of like, I think we needed that decade.
Nah, there's a lot we could lose from that decade.
Well, I think there's a lot we can lose from every decade, but I still think we need it.
Alright, modern classics. Probably Back to the Future.
80s.
Well, no, I'm saying from the 80s on. There's a lot from the 80s I don't like, but there's a few gems. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd have to say
Back to the Future, Pink Floyd, The Wall. Great film, really well done. Surprisingly, it's missing two of the most famous songs from the album. Let's see here, 90s films. Jurassic Park is good. Jaws is a classic movie.
That's 75.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's more modern than it is.
To me, actually, I'll go this far. Jaws is the beginning of the modern movie era for me.
Fair enough.
I'll agree with that.
For me, I'd have to say The Godfather Part 1, because I really like it.
Godfather is another one of those movies, just like Citizen Kane. I can't make myself watch it because everyone's told me it's amazing.
Yeah.
The thing about that, I just...
To me, it's not as extreme as Citizen Kane is, but I'm with you.
The thing about that, I never listen to hype. I'm like, this movie is supposed to be good. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. I never let hype affect my movie-going experience. I'm like...
Well, it's not hype for me, it's the percent... Like, when you tell me something's going to be good, I'm automatically going to have higher expectations for it.
Actually,
I cannot
for me, that's the complete opposite. For me, when somebody says something is going to be good, I just expect it's going to be absolute shit.
Thank you. So,
Thank
all
you,
those
Mr.
movies...
Pessimist.
Those movies I've recommended to you. Like, this is actually a really good movie, Milan. Okay, it's gonna be absolute shit.
and that it's more of a defensive thing. Like, I say it's gonna be crap, I go watch it. Yay! My expectations have been blown by the amazingness of this movie. It's kind of like, you know, that's yeah. See, that's how I fight this whole people telling me something's good and I don't want to watch it anymore. I do a reverse think on it. So if somebody says something is good,
hold on. We get the point. Shut up, Nick. Talk. You're way too quiet.
Well, that's because you guys are talking. Damn.
Yeah, I know. I told you to interrupt people, especially Milan. You let him talk for like 5 minutes. This is all your fault.
Okay.
Yeah. What's wrong with you, Nicholas? Jesus.
Shut the fuck up, man.
There you go. You're learning. Good for you.
If I could pat you on the back, I totally would. Bill, you're in New York. Go drive over to Nick's house, pat him on the back, and then come back to the Skype.
Oh, Nick, where do you live?
Ballsville.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Do you know where that is?
No. But
it sounds close.
No.
Please tell me.
No one knows where it is.
Tell me your house number and phone number. I will find it.
No, just general state, because I'm curious now.
New York.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Respect.
New York.
That you see, if either of these two guys like say something to you now I automatically have to kick their asses because New York respect.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill, I'd like to see you try. Nick, I think
Ian, you weigh
ugly,
maybe half my weight. Just saying.
and I have knives.
Oh.
Bill, I have no hesitation. I will stab the fuck out of you. You are an 80-foot lizard. I will stab the fuck out of you.
Wouldn't you do nothing? It's an 80-foot lizard. What's stabbing it gonna do?
I don't know.
And actually, just to up it, 167 feet actually.
Goddamn.
Because you're a fictional lizard.
Dinosaur, excuse me, dinosaur.
No, it's a lizard. I'm just gonna say things to piss you off. It's a lizard. Actually, it's evolved from an iguana. Bitch.
Oh,
Ian,
shit.
take those knives and turn them around and aim them at yourself.
Oh no. I want some of this.
Okay, no, anyway, shut up. Mon, shut up. Bill, shut up. Ian, shut up. Nick, talk.
Well, the thing is like, from 80s onwards, in terms of true classics, I mean, There's because 80s onwards, we have this weird thing where we have classics and then we have cult classics. There are any number.
Oh, good call.
Well, because like most of the films you name, like Die Hard, and I forget the other two because I wasn't paying attention. So, like a lot of the 80s films, when you look at, like I said, Die Hard, Predator, those are films that kind of got a cult status. Even Terminator, to a point, is a cult film because it just kind of grew an audience over time.
That's true.
And in certain circles, only know certain things about certain things. Only know certain things about the film. Like if I make like a time travel joke, like, oh, you time travel? Did you have your clothes on? No one's gonna get that joke except you're a Terminator fan.
Indeed.
No. But in terms of true classic, which is just like universal memorability, I gotta agree. Back to the Future for the 80s, just because no one does not know about Back to the Future. Everyone knows about Back to the Future. Everyone.
And except for the people I go to college with.
No.
No. There's that clip of me flying the DeLorean that I played in a video for a class, alright? That I put it into a class project video, and I played that on the projector, and I was like, what? No one gives me points for driving with Doc Brown? And everyone just looked at me. It's like, what? The DeLorean. Yeah, why did that car fly? Are you fucking with me?
Did you punch that fucker in the face? That collective fucker?
Did you?
Like, some people got it, but there were like the majority of the classroom didn't get it, and it was so weird because it was a fairly nerdy classroom.
Wow,
I
that's
just
another fail.
I had like this whole existential crisis.
That's the failing of American youth. They don't know Back to the Future.
This is why this country is in decline.
Yes, that is a statement of fact.
Okay. Anyway, go on, Nick.
Well, 90s. In terms of true classics, Jurassic Park also kind of goes under there. 2000s is weird because, with the exception of Dark Knight, I can't think of too many films. I take that back. In the 90s, because 99 was the year of like a dozen classic films. 1999, you had The Matrix, you had Sixth Sense, you had you had so many films I can't even remember right now. So you have a bunch of films.
Fight Club come out in 99?
What?
Didn't Fight Club come out in 99?
Yes, Fight Club did come out in 99. There's a whole shit, like, most of the 90s films that, like, are classics came out literally at the tail end, which is weird.
Yeah, that is true. Like, they're just waiting all... It's like they just...
It was really fucking commercial. Let's have 1 year where we kind of take it back to cinema.
No. Like, what happened is, like, they made all these movies throughout the 90s, and then at just the tail end, it's like, okay, now we're gonna release them all. Let's open that vault, and we'll just send out all these movies throughout 99. Why did we wait? Why did we wait 9 years to release all our classics? I don't know. Just seemed like a good idea.
Well, everyone thought the end of the world was gonna happen, so they want to say go out with a bang.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, how did you not mention the greatest movie from the 90s?
No, don't say it.
How did you not mention it? The Phantom Menace, dude.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say I'm that one guy who thinks Phantom Menace is like the best Star Wars movie of all time.
Are you serious?
Yes. No. What do you think I am, moron?
We were probably gonna kill you right there.
Oh
like, I was just about to
drop Nick. The New York respect thing just didn't matter at that point.
Oh my god.
Nick,
dude,
like,
my friend.
I almost dropped you from the call.
Dude, I had a plane ticket. Dude, I was on freaking the airplane website, and I was gonna buy a ticket to New York, and I was gonna find you, and I was gonna skin you alive, just because you like Star Wars Episode 1.
And then it's kind of have sodas over your dead corpse.
Indeed. And I would bring you back to us, to the Geeky Gentleman's headquarters, and have you stuffed and mounted. I would
see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When, like, there are certain things people can say, at which point I just go, okay, that sentence was so wrong that nothing you ever say again can possibly be right. And that would be one of them. Like, it's right up there with, the Holocaust didn't happen.
Oh my god.
George Bush was a fantastic president. It's right up there with those. I don't have to listen to a word that comes out of your mouth. It lets you genuinely say that Phantom Menace was the greatest of the Star Wars series. I don't have
Nick was trying to say something meaningful, so let him say it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I can totally...
Before we threaten to kill him.
I didn't realize I was just gonna get such a wrath out of you guys for making a harmless joke. Holy shit.
No, we were adding
ripping
to the we added to the harmless joke by making it harmful.
Yeah, right, essentially.
That's our job.
Yeah, it's weird. The 2000s did not have a lot in terms of classic. I mean, people say The Dark Knight, and that's true. But when you look at the 2000s, there's good movies.
7.
What?
7.
Mm-hmm.
That was 95.
Oh, was it?
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah, that is right. That was 95.
What about Pan's Labyrinth?
2006.
That's not a classic.
Yeah.
It was.
That's from the 2000s? I would have sworn that was a crappy 80s movie.
Whoa.
Okay, Ian, just because it's not a classic doesn't make it crappy. I'm just saying it's not a classic film. It's a...
I looked at the cover and I was like, I'm not watching this.
Oh, that makes it bad. You took one glance at the cover and was like, that makes it a bad movie.
It looks like a crappy 80s movie cover.
Dude,
and someone bought it for me for my birthday because I expressed interest in fantasy at one point in my life.
it's by Guillermo del Toro.
Like, you like fantasy? Here, you'll like this movie.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro's made a lot of crap.
What? He's awesome.
Yeah, every director's made a lot of crap, though, so...
Well, yeah,
nothing Guillermo del Toro has ever made was crap, in my opinion.
The first Hellboy?
What about when he crapped?
First Hellboy was great. I freaking love it.
First Hellboy, I love the first Hellboy movie.
I don't think it's bad, but like
I like Rasputin.
I actually like the first one better than the second one. I think the second one loses some of the charm of the first one.
I like the scale of the second one.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
That's actually one of the things I don't like about it, because I like the kind of close, claustrophobic feel of the first one.
Alright, but neither of these movies are classic.
Yeah, let's get off of it. We can do a Hellboy rant video at some point.
Anyway, yeah, actually, we should do a Geeky Gentleman just called Tangents. And just...
That's every episode ever, though, so...
No, just there's no central topic. We just start talking about anything. And we don't ever have to get back to anything.
True.
I just want to mention...
That video will be like 16 hours long, I swear.
It probably will
be.
I've watched every second.
Anyway, I don't know, classic movies. I don't want to just talk about, like, this movie is good, this movie is good. Let's start getting into a little more. Milan was talking about how the, and Bill brought up another thing which got us onto this, modern classics. And I feel like we got some interest in that, too. But, Milan brought up that he really thought that Russian movie he was talking about was a classic because of how it fundamentally
rebelled.
Yeah, rebelled. I was going to say change, but it didn't change. It's not like we can attribute the fall of the Berlin Wall to that movie.
No, you have to attribute that to Rocky IV.
Yeah.
You can change. Then everyone can change.
And Gorbachev's just like, of course. What did I not think of this?
We could change. We are like butterflies.
Dude, there's a giant 75-foot statue of Rocky made of pure gold in the middle of St. Petersburg. That is a lie.
Well, there we go. There's a Jebediah Springsteen video.
And then just talk about how James Bond ran through it in GoldenEye and like it was on top of a tank.
Don't get started on GoldenEye.
Hold on, there's a Jebediah Springsteen video.
You
think Rocky IV is really the reason that the Soviet Union collapsed?
Dude, everything I say is a topic for Jebediah Springsteen. It's so sad.
No, anyway. No, you were talking about how it was a classic movie because of what it did. And I think this is an interesting thing to talk about considering what we just did the video with Cap on. The author's dead, but the time period that something's released can really be a big deal. Like, watching that movie now, I probably wouldn't feel as interested in it because I've seen a lot of movies set in the Cold War in Russia where we see how miserable the people living there are. So, let's talk about, does it make a movie classic if it changes the status quo of society in some way at the time?
Definitely.
I would say, honestly, I think most classics are remembered because they came out at the right time, to be totally honest.
Oh, exactly.
Planet of the Apes is a
very
great
true.
example of that.
What?
Planet of the Apes is a good example of that.
Yes, actually, yeah. Because, like...
See, that's the thing is, like, but does it... I think there's more to it than that, because I think it does... I can't only be that. I think it has to...
It still has to be a good movie. It can't just be timely.
It still has...
Like, I'll throw out a really example you guys would think would be typical of me, but it's the best thing that can jump to my mind right now. Godzilla vs. Hedorah is a terrible movie, but it came out at a good time. It's talking about pollution and stuff. It came out in 1971 when pollution was first becoming a big problem, and it's still a horrible movie. So it's not a classic. It just happened to come out at a timely, time period.
Okay, no, but so, like, obviously it has to be not only a good movie, but there's, there are a million good movies.
It has to be, it has to change the playing field.
Yep, ever so slightly.
Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be like movies would never be the same again after Star Wars. Like, maybe in some regards, certain genres, sci-fi films would never be the same again necessarily. But I still think a classic movie has to both be good and also has to be remembered by the masses as that movie that did that thing. And I do think that in some regard it has to have an influence on cinema.
Okay.
Definitely.
In terms of just a film that does something that no one else has seen, Hitchcock did that a lot. I mean, one of the reasons why Psycho was so famous is that you're introducing the main character, and then 30 minutes in, oh look, she died.
Yep.
Great film. Alright, just real quick, favorite Hitchcock film, anybody?
I can't. Okay, you guys are gonna kill me. I've not seen one.
You've never seen a Hitchcock movie?
Bitch.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be with Nick on this one. I'm not well versed enough in his films to really say that. I like The Birds. I like Psycho a lot. But I don't want to call them my favorite just because I'm not exposed to a lot of it. But
of what you've seen, what have you enjoyed?
I really love The Birds.
Okay, Milan.
It's
short answer, please.
It's really hard because they're all so bloody different. I'd have to say it's a tie between Psycho and.
No, I don't even think you meant it.
It's a tie between Psycho and Rear Window.
See, I haven't seen
Jimmy
Rear
Stewart.
Window.
I want to see that so bad because I love Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, he's
See,
awesome.
I haven't seen Rear Window.
Awesome.
I'll have to check that one out. But my favorite is Rope, which is one of his most underrated films, and I'm almost certain it's a stage play.
Oh yeah.
Because like 90% of the
stage
film
plays really in some way.
Yeah.
You couldn't do Psycho. You couldn't do.
Yeah, you could. Sure, you could do Psycho as a stage play.
Easily, actually.
I don't know, because there's all those driving scenes. There's the scenes in the city.
No, they have a Spider-Man Broadway show. They can do Psycho.
But it's
But
terrible.
the thing is,
no, but you know what I mean.
Well, no, but I'm not talking big budget. Most stage plays are only stage plays because you can put them on easily. I'm not talking.
Spider-Man?
That's the thing is, yeah, it's terrible.
It's not easy to put on either, yet somehow that still goes.
Oh my.
Yeah,
dude,
most. I didn't say all.
Did you know there's a Batman Broadway show?
But it's not a play. It's a ice show.
Ice show.
Ice show.
It's not on ice, Bill. It's not on ice.
It is.
What?
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, no, you guys are right. I'm sorry. It's not.
It's Batman Live. Actually, it was here at the.
I am so sorry. It's not. I'm an idiot. I was listening to a podcast with Kevin Smith, and he said that it would. He said something about it being an ice show, but I think he was saying it would work better as that. But
well, the thing is, it's very much like Sesame Street Live. If you ever went to one of those when you were
yes,
a kid.
I did, and
Yes, did I.
I gathered from it.
Yeah, it's very much one of those. Like a friend of mine asked me if I was going. I'm like, nah, but let me put it this way: if I had a 5-year-old, I'd go.
Oh yeah, I'd take the kid.
I'd take a kid, and I wouldn't mind. But I'm not going to go to that alone. I'm definitely not going to take a date. No, I'm definitely not going to take a date there because that would be even worse.
Oh, best date ever, dude. I mean, who doesn't want to see Batman? I mean, come on.
I would like to take a date to see something Batman related, but it's just not Batman Live.
Batman and Robin?
Probably, if she was the right kind of girl. Yeah.
That's you spend the whole time making out kind of movie.
No, that's the movie where I get to see if has a sense of humor.
That's the movie that's the movie where like, does she have standards? I really hope not.
She loves the movie.
If she likes this movie, I'm getting the V.
I have to disagree with you. I would so totally go to see Batman live just by myself, just for the spectacle. How am I a pedophile?
There's children there, dude.
So what? There's children everywhere.
He does have a point, especially in porno.
Milan Jeffing, 1992. There's children everywhere.
I mean, he's not wrong, especially in porno theaters. You ever notice the guys in like the
porno theater
that have really awkward body shapes? Yeah, those are always. You don't know how many times I've seen kids sitting on each other's shoulders in porno theaters wearing trench coats.
Well, this is how I have to ask you. How many times have you been in a porno theater?
Exactly, dude.
None. I don't even think they exist anymore.
Yes, they do.
No.
Sure do.
I haven't seen this ever.
They exist as a porno theater? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's where Pee Wee Herman got busted.
Yeah. Oh, in more ways than one, too.
No, he was in a porno theater and he got busted for jerking off in public.
Indeed, he sure did. And then he new pot or something.
I'm like, why would you even be, like, not expecting that? Wait.
Now I'm just imagine taking it back going, ah.
Hey, guys, what's their topic?
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll get back to that.
Bill, I'm at...
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I gotta put my headphones back in.
I'll wait till Bill gets his headphones back in.
They're back in.
Okay. Nah, I don't know. I was trying to say something about classic movies. Yes, it's definitely going to be a classic if it revolutionized the time period, is a great movie, and did something for cinema, but I think there's something more to it than that, don't you?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah. I think here's the thing. I think with classic movies, it's impossible to define.
Hold on. Bill, hold on. Let's let Nick get into it.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm talking a lot in this video.
No, it's fine. Just I want Nick's the guest, so and we keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. As soon as you mentioned a porno theater, I started pulling up some.
Oh. You would fit so well with the show. It's not even funny.
No, just what do you think really does make a classic movie? Because like we've talked about some of the criteria, but I still don't feel like that's it. And I kind of want to get to the root of this, if possible.
Honestly, it's a mix of a lot of different things. It's the mix of just being a damn good movie and doing challenging things that people haven't seen before and being put out at the right time. I mean, all three, I think, kind of defines a classic movie, in my opinion. It's being good, doing something revolutionary, and doing in a time period where being revolutionary was kind of frowned upon. I mean, it's kind of hard to describe. I mean, I feel like that's the only way I can describe it. I mean, everyone has a different way of describing it, though. I mean, that's what the hell we've been talking about for the most part. I don't know. It's just. Wow, I'm lost.
I think it's a matter of. It's really strange because yes, it does having to do with it's being a great film on its own and having been made in a time where the exact spark of inspiration in the popular culture is needed. But there's something about films that I think, especially classic films, that if they wouldn't be very classic films, if the larger popular culture doesn't embrace them first. I mean, telling me about how many references of like Terminator do you see in like 80s to 90s cartoons? I mean, literally every single cartoon at least has at least 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator references. I mean, that's why people find these things, like in books and comics and cartoons especially, and in sitcoms.
That's a great point there too.
Yeah, they're being. The thing is, if a movie becomes so popular that the rest of the culture sees, oh wait, I might be clever, I'll try to be clever and reference the living hell out of this film before. To the point,
Can I hit on something real quick?
Yeah, to the point where everybody knows all the beats and the film itself kind of fades away into obscurity, and all that's left is just the stuff that everybody else remembers, but not really good.
let me get into something then. When I did the Who Reviews the Reviewers video, Immortal, I brought pretty much that up. Like, let me put it this way. Who here has seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
I saw the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I saw the first half. I got to the intermission and was like, I'm gonna go away now.
I knew that.
How about you?
Me?
Yeah, have you seen it or not? Yes or no?
I've seen bits of it on YouTube. I've seen it scattered
Okay.
up.
Here's the thing. Yeah, but I guarantee, even having just seen little bits and pieces of it, I guarantee you know the whole bum bum.
Oh, definitely.
Bum, dun 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 dun. And I know you know I can't do that, Dave, because
Everyone
it's been
knows
referenced
how.
so much. Yeah. But
Yeah.
here's the other. Anti-gravity, or no gravity. He created the way of doing that. And I know I keep talking about Kubrick, but Kubrick, it goes Kubrick, Hitchcock. Those are the names. Those are the names that have just changed. Kubrick, Hitchcock, Tarantino, Nolan's getting there.
Yeah.
They've done so much to the medium of film
Orson Welles?
arguably.
I'll argue Tarantino for against, because with the exception of a few of his films, like recently, a lot of his films have not been revolutionary. Like you have Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, maybe Jackie Brown, and then you go on and you kind of see his decline.
No, but here's the thing. Tarantino revolutionized pacing and dialogue.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
That's the thing. No movie has had the same kind of dialogue since Tarantino.
Oh, you watch Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction's almost a list for, like, okay, if it's the hands of anyone else, you watch Pulp Fiction, you watch this, it's there's no continuity. Well, I take that. There is, but it's split up. In the hands of, this guy's second or third film. Anyone else, it'd be terrible. No one could do it. Yet somehow he did. And not only is it good, it's freaking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's an amazing piece of cinema. That being said, I did love how it should have ended with the Bruce Willis scene where he goes, "Should I give this watch that's really important to me to my loopy girlfriend who's talking about how she wants a pot belly and some blah blah blah, or should I keep it and pack it myself? Ooh, I know. I'm gonna continue the tradition." And he shoves the watch up his ass. Christopher Walken telling him that he kept it up his ass. 5
Shoved
years.
it really far up his ass.
He shoved it.
It's just like here's the thing about Tarantino, and it's a formula that still is primarily only done in his films. Other people are trying to copy it, but they can't do it as well.
Dude, after Pulp Fiction,
Tarantino, what happens is you have these characters that are having, they're going about their normal everyday lives, and then something completely insane that hasn't been set up at all, or very, very minimally has been set up, just shatters in upon them, and then they have to deal with it. And it's like, the epitome of this to me was in Death Proof, which he says that's his least favorite, but I think it's the one where it's the most apparent.
I think another good example of that is From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, but let me just Death Proof, because you have these girls that are all hanging out in their cars and they're talking about, oh, let's go get high and yada yada yada, and then suddenly he just comes in and kills them. And then you have these other girls that are just having fun test driving this car, and they're all these like filmmakers or car mechanic or stunt people or whatever, and all of a sudden Kurt Russell just shows up and he's like bang bang bang, and suddenly 15-minute car chase of awesomeness. And that's what his style is. It's just you have normal characters, normal actual human being kind of characters that are going through their everyday lives and have a lot of complexity, and then random unexplicable event happens and they deal
Here's
with it.
the funny thing. In From Dusk Till Dawn, there's two of those. There's the family getting kidnapped, and then there's them getting to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the vampire. So I think that's a really funny example of that.
Yeah, and it's I think Bill just wants to use Dusk Till Dawn so he can say vampires.
Yes, well, that's my favorite Tarantino movie, so. And
Near Dark is not a Tarantino movie, but it's a good vampire movie. Near Dark.
Not just all right. Let's go with the vampire movie from the very beginning, Nosferatu.
Oh,
here
I
we
love
have an example
Nosferatu.
of a movie here we have an example of a movie that is considered a classic, but by today's standards is absolutely laughable.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I find it to be fucking creepy as hell if you take it seriously.
Here's the thing, though. a lot of silent movies are considered classics. Metropolis, Nosferatu, Help Me Out, Guys, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, all these different films. I'm gonna be honest. I have a very hard time sitting through a silent movie. It's not what I'm used to. Metropolis is brilliant, but I would never put it on my top favorite films list. It's a brilliant movie. I cannot bring myself to say, though, that watching that movie changed my view on movies or impacted me emotionally. I just looked at that and went, yeah, that's a really well-made movie and a very interesting movie. Nosferatu...
Especially when considering the time period.
Oh,
yes.
Indeed. It's a very astounding film in that regard. Nosferatu, it is a classic. It defined a lot of things about the vampire genre. I think even the 90s Dracula film borrowed heavily from Nosferatu in terms of visual style of Dracula early on. That being said, I do not enjoy watching it. It is not an entertaining movie. I don't find it scary at all. And I find the makeup on Max Schreck incredible. I think it looks great. I think that, the whole theory that, that Shadow of the Vampire, made fun of was that he actually was a vampire. I think that's funny. I think that I could see that if in some alternate world, if that was true, I wouldn't be surprised. Because he looks incredible in that makeup and in that trench coat. But that being said, I don't enjoy watching it. It's not an entertaining movie to me.
Okay, Nick, you had something to say about it as well, I heard?
With Nosferatu?
Yeah.
Well, it's just something earlier I was just trying to get, and this goes back to Tarantino, I'll make this quick, was just that we were talking before about memorabilia. How many times have we heard the and I'll lay my vengeance upon he speech?
Oh my god.
I quote that all the time, and I haven't seen Pulp Fiction yet.
Dude, I was playing with Nerf guns the other day with my friends, and we were just quoting that the entire scene.
I will lay my vengeance upon thee.
Say what again? Say what again, motherfucker? I dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
What?
Bang! I don't know, I still love the image of Samuel L. Jackson in front of the Guess Who game saying, does he look like a bitch? I don't know why Samuel L. Jackson doesn't just go by Guess Who, get one of the cameras, and just post that on YouTube. Because it will get millions of views, and if Samuel L. Jackson just needs a little bit of money on the side someday, he's just gonna do that and get ad money. Oh.
Dude, there's
so let him go.
See, basically, there's this version of the Bible that Samuel L. Jackson actually narrated, and he basically screams the whole fucking Bible at you. There's an audiobook. There's an audiobook version of that. It's just Samuel L. Jackson screaming the Bible in your ears.
See, actually, I keep seeing these at work. They keep coming in. James Earl Jones reads the Bible. I just want to get to the line, Jesus, I am your father.
No!
Be nice. Something I want to add. This might be a thing, I don't know if this is going to get a conversation, but I'm curious about this. Is there any classic films that are made by a filmmaker that you feel like you can't watch due to some reason? Like, I just can't watch it, whatever the reason.
Like I said, Citizen Kane, and I'm always debating The Godfather, but I can't make myself do it.
Oh.
It's a good film.
Yeah, I know, but I believe you, but I can't make myself do it because I don't want to hate a movie that everybody else loves.
Really? You?
No, I mean, like, I know it's going to be technically good, and I know it's going to have things that are good, but I know I'm going to be disappointed by it if I watch it, so I don't want to hate a movie that everybody else loves.
So the question basically is there a classic movie where there's something that holds it back for you where you just can't sit down and watch it?
Well, yeah, like my example, mine is directorial. It's like Chinatown is considered a classic movie. It's a classic detective movie, and I love detective movies. I will not sit down and watch it, though, because I cannot support the director, who is Roman Polanski, who raped a little girl. And I can't support...
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, Manson family, so it kind of got back to him retroactively.
I can't still. It's just like, wait, my money's going to go to this guy?
No,
fuck that.
Not retroactively, pre-actively?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I honestly...
Roman Polanski, what?
Yo, Roman Polanski raped, I believe she was, 14, 15?
15, Jack Nicholson's house.
Yep.
I can't think of one.
Not for a moral reason, no. I mean, I can, say what you will, but Birth of a Nation visually is a great film. I mean, it did a lot of things. It's horrible in what it's trying to establish morally. If you don't know, this is one of the first the first feature-length film.
It's the KKK flick, right?
Pretty much.
Yep.
KKK still uses it to indoctrinate, to introduce people to the Klan,
Yeah.
History's fucked up.
There's
a quote. Put that on a T-shirt. History's fucked up.
Oh, that. I'd be surprised if that T-shirt does not already exist.
If it doesn't, Ian, make that T-shirt for me, or get someone to do it.
Yeah, like
Bill, I already gave you a T-shirt.
I want another one. I'll pay you for this one.
But I didn't get anything back.
Oh, I'll make that review. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, like, my reason was moral, but like I said, the question is, like, if you just can't sit down and watch it, your, Ian's is, like, I just can't bring myself, I don't want to take it to me.
Yeah, like, because the thing is, if someone's gonna go, the thing is, I know if I see it, like, right now, when someone asks me, what did you think of The Godfather, I say, I haven't watched it, and then I have this explanation to fall back on, they're like, okay, I can respect that. But the thing is, if someone goes, what did you think of The Godfather, Ian? Oh, I didn't like it. Then I'm gonna get yelled at.
Yeah.
Well, if you have an explanation for why you didn't like it.
Well, no, it's just, I didn't like it. Why not? Because everybody hyped it up. Well, everyone hyped it up because it was good. It's gonna be what everyone says. Like, well, I didn't think so.
Well, why though? What about it didn't live up to... That would be my question, is what about it didn't live up to those expectations?
Well, no,
that
sure,
would be my question.
Like, that's the thing, I'm not going to have anything about it that didn't live up to the expectations. Go, oh, a lot of it was really well done. I just didn't like it because everyone told me it was going to be amazing.
I could never have that. I just don't know. I don't know why. I could just never watch a movie and go, the only reason I didn't like it was that everyone had those expectations, even if the only way I could see myself saying that is if I could call it a specific thing where I was like, this is the part that didn't work for me that worked for everybody else.
Well, I think what Ian's trying to say here is just that he's coming into this film expecting that it's going to give him a BJ, and when he watches the film and it doesn't give him a BJ, he's kind of like, well, okay, it's good, but I didn't get a BJ.
Story of my life. Story of my life.
Congratulations, Milan. Someone else brought up blowjobs before you. No, InfamousNick, it's just like don't feel like you have to censor yourself. It's just funny because Rockman LP left a comment on video a couple weeks back that we did, and the thing is, Milan opened. It was a review of the fan film. What is it? Come on, There Will Be Paul. Yeah, it was a review of the fan film, and Milan says it's like getting It was like getting a blowjob from the hottest girl you know, but it's also depressing if you're a Nintendo nerd. And I look at Rockman LP's comment and he goes, you say blowjob equals I stop watching. Not trying to be mean, just saying. And I get that. And I'm just like, okay, Milan, please don't say blowjob right at the beginning of the review anymore. It's like, okay, I can do that. So then he tricks someone else into saying it in another video, and then here you are. So now I'm listening for the word blowjob in our videos, oddly enough. Blowjob, just because I haven't said blowjob enough now.
One more time.
Yes, I hope.
There was a point behind all this.
No, there was. That was the point. Now I cannot not listen to the word blowjob. There's a word
just to get back on topic, I see your point. I just can't see myself having that, but I
understand that. I know it's something I know it's my problem, but that's just the thing. It's my problem with it.
It needs to be beat out of you with hard drugs and a belt.
Oh,
Kinky.
Oh my God.
My place or yours.
So back to the topic.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me.
You did not just quote a fucking Rihanna song.
No, I didn't even know it was a Rihanna song. I've just heard that from friends forever.
You're quoting a Rihanna song.
Well, I heard it from a friend of mine. That gave me a blowjob.
Oh, God.
Yes, this podcast is devolving into basically my channel.
I think that
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like all your fans are doing the Monty Python sketch right now. Get on with it!
Get on with it!
And now on to something completely different. Monkeys are awesome. And now on to something else completely
They
different.
can fly
Godzilla is a lizard, not a dinosaur. And now on to something else completely different. Bill's rage face. Actually, that's not completely different.
What'd you just say?
I said Godzilla's a lizard, not a dinosaur. And then I said now on to something completely different. Bill's rage face. Oh wait, no, that isn't completely
I
different.
don't have the energy for a rage face.
Really?
Wasn't there a topic or something?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I kind of touched on it. Like I said in my video Immortal, there's something about, you know, there can be movies that are memorable, there can be movies that are influential, but for me there are movies that are immortal, and there are filmmakers that are immortal. Kubrick is one of those. Tarantino is one of those. You know, Hitchcock is one of those. They not only redefine the genre of film, medium of film. They not only change the world, arguably, they do things with the movies that just no one could ever think of before because it's a level of genius. There's that old, I think it's Einstein, but I don't know. What's the quote? Intelligence is hitting a mark no one else can hit. Genius is hitting a mark no one else can see. If that makes sense.
I see.
Totally.
No, you don't see, Bill. Unless you're a genius.
What?
Nothing. I don't know. Lame joke. Sorry.
Yeah, that was really bad.
You're bad at life.
He's
I
alive,
agree.
isn't he?
I agree.
Okay,
I feel like one of the people he left out on that list, though, was Spielberg.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
I don't know. He's devolving for me at a different way in which Tarantino is.
Whoa. You did not just say he's devolving in a bad way compared to Tarantino. You're not... Really?
Dude, Indiana Jones 4.
I don't think that's
I
as bad
like
as
it.
everyone says it is.
It's not as bad as everyone says it is, but if you were to tell me that the guy... Like, if I had sat down and watched Jaws, and then I sat down and watched Indiana Jones 4, I'd be like, wait, the same guy's behind this?
Well, hello.
What?
If you're going to make that argument, then...
Get hit on the head really hard?
Well, you're going to make that argument, go watch Pulp Fiction, and then go watch Death Proof.
I like Death Proof for a different reason than I like
Yeah, and
Pulp
I like
Fiction.
Indy 4 for a different reason than I like Jaws. I don't think
Thank
Indiana
you.
Jones is comparable to Jaws. They feel very different to me because I'm gonna say this: the Indiana Jones movies do not feel like Spielberg movies to me. They feel like Indiana Jones movies, and
here's the-
that's why
think
I
about-
like Indy 4 because it felt like an indie movie to me. And
Well, here's Bill, hold on. Here's the thing about Death Proof. It's not trying to be a good movie. It's trying to be a B movie.
That's what
It's trying.
technically
Yeah, but-
it's trying to be.
yeah, and Indy 4 is trying to be a movie serial, just like the other ones are. And I think it's also here's the thing: Indy 4 is doing different things than the original trilogy is because it's more trying to it's almost trying to turn Indiana Jones into a B movie with the monsters and the aliens and all that stuff that's involved in the 50s and the Cold War and the espionage and all that. And I think it's not a perfect movie by any means, and it's not. It doesn't hold a candle. Oh, absolutely! I will never deny that it doesn't. It doesn't hold a candle to The Last Crusade or Raiders, but it still feels like an indie movie, and I think that it is a decent indie movie.
And,
what about?
I don't know, because here's the thing:
has
the
any of
Indiana
you guys,
Jones movies.
Have either of you watched Django?
Yes,
Not yet. I haven't had the chance. I really
I
want to.
loved it. It was awesome.
I like
What
the
about
first... I watched the first 2 hours, and the last 30 minutes I had issues with.
How so?
Don't tell us, or I will rip out your eyes.
It has to do with character decisions. I leave it at that.
Okay.
I agree.
I think Tarantino's just gotten tired of people just saying that he's too violent. So he's just trying to go after groups that it's okay to hate. So he did Nazis,
That's-
now he's doing slave owners.
Yeah,
Fair. But it's
But he's still getting yelled at for being too violent.
yeah,
so
but
I'm like,
here's the thing: it's like with Django and Inglourious Basterds. Let me just say, this, I like Django leaps and bounds more than Inglourious Basterds.
As do I.
I
hate
love Inglourious. You hate it? I love Inglourious Basterds.
No, I don't hate it. I like it. I like Django leaps and bounds more.
I loved Inglourious Basterds.
Oh,
Here's the thing about Inglourious Basterds. It ends the way you've always wanted a World War II movie to end, but no other World War II movie has ever ended that way. Where Hitler just gets shot in the face for a good, 30 seconds on screen.
Fair enough. I just think that the movie was not what it could have been.
Well, it's the most original World War II movie ever, because nothing's ever seriously done that before, and had it been the big payoff for their movie.
But,
you know what I mean?
That didn't make it a good movie for me.
Well, one of the problems I have with that film is that Tarantino's treading that dialogue that's entertaining and cool is not in that film. I mean, the game scene, it was
That is my favorite scene, but here's the thing.
Wait, I'm sorry. Game scene.
They're trying to guess fictional characters or something.
Yeah, it's like charades, but with fictional characters.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That is my favorite scene in the movie, because that is the part where the dialogue was legitimately cool to me. The other parts, I was like, Tarantino is doing his thing where he's really doing this weird kind of quirky dialogue and, making it interesting, not making it interesting in this case. It's just really flat to me, and I wish he would move on to an action scene, and there's not that many of them.
No, see, actually, the thing is, I love the dialogue in that movie. Every scene, the one, the Nazi guy, the main antagonist.
Christoph Waltz, whatever.
Yeah, every scene he's in is fantastic.
But he's not in every scene.
Yeah.
No, every scene he's in was fantastic, and I loved his scene.
I'll say this, I liked it better in Django.
Yeah, as do I.
Okay.
I totally agree.
No, but these are still too new for, classic status.
Oh, yeah, let's get off Tarantino.
But Tarantino would be considered a classic director, though, and has directed classic movies, so it's not that.
And that's why I'm trying to get away from
films.
I'm trying to get away from the
Give it 10 years, Django will be famous somehow.
It already is. It's just not a classic yet.
Because it says the N-word 10 million times for no reason.
Well, no, that's just the way the time was.
Nick,
that's the way the time is.
We'll talk about this after we're done recording.
That's just how people talk back then.
Oh no, you watch the movie, you realize it goes to a point beyond the time period of how they talk.
I didn't notice it.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's get off there.
Nigga, please. just because. I don't like the N-word. So Nick, please, don't say the N-word. Don't make me think nigger. Just say it.
Whatever, Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. Alright. Anyway, classic movies. We gotta kind of wrap up here, because I feel like we're kind of circling the drain.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the problem is that it's hard to define a classic movie, what makes one.
Yeah, because there's so many different categories to it. That's the thing. So is a classic movie, is there a set criteria? No, of course not. But is there some kind of a similar, what's the word I want?
Taste?
Similar. No.
Feel?
Let's ask this. Is there a way you can define any movie, if you just take the checklist we ran through of what makes up a classic movie, and you put it onto a random movie, and it happens to check off all those boxes, is it automatically a classic? I'm going to say no.
I'm going to completely agree with you.
As well
I think that classic movies are a very case-by-case basis, and I think that's why this topic was, while very, very interesting, and I had a great time discussing it, it is nearly impossible to, we talked about this when we did horror.
It's very subjective. It's very subjective.
We even talked about this when we did, Death of the Author. It is an extremely subjective and broad topic, and there's so many other directions we could take it. It's one of those things where it's it really is a case-by-case basis.
Well, something I just want to say before we wrap up is the fact that, as you mentioned with the checklist, trying to do it when you're making a film and have that checklist to make a classic movie, it's like trying to write the great American novel. You cannot write the great American novel. The great American novel just happens due to whatever reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's a very subjective thing, because I'm sure there are people out there that will look at some of the movies we named at the beginning of the video. They'll say, no, that's not a classic. I don't consider
I would love to get in an argument with someone who tries to tell me King Kong is not a classic movie.
Godzilla's not.
I'm sure, but do you deny that there's someone out there who would say it's not?
I think there's someone out there to fit every category.
And I'm going to say it's probably a larger category than you're thinking. I consider
Show
it
me
a classic.
show me a person.
Okay, I'll find somebody, but I don't. No, actually, Bill, that's a fallacy. Just saying. No, but it's just I think that there are going to be people that will argue whether or not what a classic is, and that it's such a subjective thing. It's such a personal experience. It's a personal feeling because it has to affect you, or you have to see why it would affect a lot of people and reason why it would be a classic from that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes.
I think the thing that defines a classic is if the popular culture embraces it or not. And some would say yes, personal experience is really important to actually define what a classic is. But you wouldn't really know very much about these quote-unquote classic films if you haven't seen like references to them in like basically any sort of visual media. And so
yeah, and that's the thing is like with films that are immortal, with films that are classic, a good test is they will be referenced a gajillion times, and yes, that's a technical term.
Yeah, we talked about this a lot in our Bride of Frankenstein review.
Yeah. Like, I didn't care for Bride of Frankenstein. I can see why it was influential. I can see why some people might like it. It didn't do it for me, because it tried to be subtle in the ways that would have been interesting to go into more, and the things that it went into more weren't as interesting to me.
Well, we talked about this, so I'm not going to disagree with you here, but yeah, that to me a classic movie does fit into that criteria where it'll be referenced a million times, and it's one of those movies where you know the premise long before you ever consider sitting down and watching the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's actually let's get into one other thing before we wrap up then, because we kind of touched on it with me. Do you think you would enjoy some of these classic movies as much as you do if you'd seen them without having ever heard of them before, or without in an impossible world without ever seeing any reference to them before?
No.
I think I would enjoy these movies a lot more if I haven't seen any actual references to them.
And I'll agree with Juan Jeffik. I think a lot of the films I would enjoy even more if I did not know certain things about them. And so someone disagrees with me, apparently.
I'm on a case-by-case basis with it, because some of them, it depends on, oh, I know the character's going to live, or, oh, I know this is going to happen. The thing is, like, with Sixth Sense, I don't think it can be a classic, because it's not as good a movie once you know, spoiler, Bruce Willis is a ghost. You know what I mean?
Is that really
Yeah.
still a spoiler? I mean, like,
what?
Is that really still a spoiler in today's generation?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying, is it's not a spoiler anymore, because everybody knows it, so that kills the movie on arrival.
I still think
it makes it stillborn. It makes it stillborn.
Yes, thank you for making a gross and disgusting metaphor, Milan.
No, it's true. I mean, like, literally, it's dead on arrival. That's exactly the same thing.
Well, there's still...
Yeah, but Dead on Arrival is a much less disgusting metaphor than stillbirth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, but that's what Alfred Hitchcock called, bad films.
They're stillborn?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's Hitchcock, though.
Hitchcock can
Yeah,
get
you
away with
and Hitchcock are not even on the same planet. Milan, I hate to tell you.
Well, they might have
I'm
the
not-
same
I'm not
ground to
comparing-
treat women badly.
I'm sorry, what was
Well,
that?
I said they might have the common ground of totally meeting every woman and totally turning them to the girl of their dreams.
Indeed.
Just like I get what you're saying, Milan. It's bad metaphor for this.
Well, I think I'm the only person who said no until I got distracted by something. I don't know. Classic movies build up a stigma for me. Planet of the Apes is one of those things I always heard about, always was interested in, and when I watched it, it blew away all the expectations. And knowing, having that stigma attached made me like it more. I don't know why. It's just, all the...
Okay, let me get into that real quick, because that Planet of the Apes is actually... I was trying to think of a good example beyond Sixth Sense. Planet of the Apes, for that movie, knowing what I know about it because of all the references, killed some of the drama for me. Because the whole thing is you wonder whether or not Taylor's gonna survive, or you're at least supposed to wonder whether or not Taylor's gonna survive, obviously. And the thing is, but it kills the drama because the whole movie I'm waiting for him to find the Statue of Liberty. And when I realize he hasn't found it until the hour mark, I go, oh, because it's gonna be at the end of the movie.
That did not
kill
that movie for me.
It kills some of the drama, and it kills the reveal.
Not for me, kind of. Every time I see that shot, I just go, wow. Because the journey of that movie is so intense. You get to know Taylor so well, and you get so invested in that world, that no matter how many times I've seen that movie, whenever that point comes on, I'm still just blown away by it. Never, it's not that I didn't see it coming, of course not, but I got so invested in that world, in that story, that it just didn't matter whether or not I knew. It was the movie taking me for a ride, and the ride was great, and it gave me an ending that suited the journey.
Well, actually, my biggest problem with Planet of the Apes is they kind of abandoned Taylor's nihilism, like, about halfway through the movie, which bugged me.
What do you mean?
Well, like in the beginning of the movie, he's mocking his fellow astronaut.
Yeah, that's his whole character arc.
Yeah, that bugged me.
Why? That's the point.
Because because he was right. That's
but Ian, it doesn't matter because the whole point of his character arc is that he hates what he had of humanity back then, but he realizes he's the only champion for humanity now.
Whoa. When did this turn to a Planet of the Apes review?
Fair enough. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, yeah, Bill, we'll add that to your short list of movies to bring up, because I think we could talk about Planet of the Apes for a while. Or at least maybe Planet of the Apes and Rise of Planet of the Apes as a contrast. That'd be an interesting film.
That would be a contrast, yeah.
Alright, so, just to say real quick, I saw the trailers for Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I'm like, oh, this looks like crap.
Too.
And I saw the movie, I was like, holy fuck, this was good.
Yeah, I was blown away too by how good it was.
Alright, yeah, I feel like we've pretty much, we haven't said everything there is to say, it's such a weird, wibbly-wobbly topic that it's hard to get at from the right angle. And I feel like we've said everything useful we're going to be able to say tonight. Any dissent among the ranks?
No, I agree.
No, sir. We are with you to the end.
Okay. Alright. So this video will probably be posted before God, I'm still not looking forward to that. The My Little Pony video.
Oh, yes.
You guys made a My Little Pony video?
We're going to.
Oh. Good luck.
I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Yeah.
Why did Milan pick that?
Because
he's a very mean asshole, and I hate him.
Say hi to the poppers for me.
Oh golly, this is.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll be back with that next time. I'm not sure when this will be posted, but it'll be posted before next Friday or next Sunday, and whatever. Anyway, until next time, we're Geeky Gentlemen. We'll be discussing things.